Here we go. So today, our opener is complete the function table. Then after we complete the whole table, we're going to plot the points in the coordinate plane, which is located on the back of your opener. Now, yesterday when you guys were working on the rest of your notes, you were introduced to a new part of our function table, which is this middle column right here, where we're trying to determine what y is going to equal. The g parentheses x, you're going to say the function of x or g of x. It's not g times x. This first part here is just saying that the job of x is to get us what y is. But when you see it written like that, you're going to have to write it differently in your function table. So when I go to do my first row here, right underneath my equation, I'm going to put g, because that's the name of this function table, parentheses, and what do I substitute for x? 8. 8 is called my what? It's my x, but it's also my input. Good. So so the way that you would say it, it's not g times 8. You would say the function of 8 or g of 8 equals, and then that's where we do our equation, the stuff that we're used to. So we're going to take 2 times x minus 7. Well, what do I substitute for x? 8 minus 7. Okay? So I don't do anything with this part here. That's just saying that's the title of my equation. So I'm going to then drop down and I'm going to solve my equation. So what do I do first when I have 2 times 8 minus 7?
Don't you multiply?
Yeah.
Multiply, that's going to be 16.
16. I bring down my minus 7. What's 16 minus 7?
10.
What's 16 minus 7?
9.
9. Now, this is the other part that's going to be slightly different. When we come to this y column, what's this column called? Y or output. We're going to write the function of x, which was 8. So the function of 8 equals y. So what does my y equal? 9. Then our last column, we write our ordered pair. What was my x value? 8. And what was my y value? 9. Now remember, my ordered pair has parentheses around it, and the two numbers are separated by a comma. First hour is just killing me lately. Word reversals. Nice. So let's go ahead and look at the second one. So here, what's my input? What's my x value? Okay, so I'm going to put the function of 5 equals 2 times x minus 7. So what do I substitute for x? 5 minus 7. So where do I start here? I'm going to go with Kaylon because he raised his hand. But I'm going to come back to you. So Kaylon?
You start with your 5 and your 2.
Okay, which equals?
10.
10. And then I bring down my
7.
minus 7, which equals?
3.
Okay. So then I go to my next column, my output column. How do I write my output? Kaylon, keep going.
G, parentheses.
G of,
Huh?
G of, or the function of.
The function of G.
No,
Wait.
this right. I know, it's so confusing, right? So this G means function.
Okay.
I could put L there, I could put X, I could put W, I could put whatever letter I want. It's still the function of. So the function of
The function of 5
equals.
equals 3.
Yeah. And then my last column, I write my ordered pairs.
That's 5. 3.
That's right. Next one. You don't want to do this one now? All right, AJ. So, what's my input value going to be for x? 0. So I'm going to put g of 0, or the function of 0 equals 2 times what? Minus, okay? And then I'm going to start solving. Hey, Jeremiah, remember I put you up by the door so you'd have easier time getting in and out. That's all right. I shuffled everyone around today. Okay, so then AJ, when you start to solve,
Do 2 times 0, which is 0.
okay, then I drop down my minus 7. What's 0 minus 7 then?
Negative 7.
Okay, so then when I go to write my output, my answer, I'm going to write,
The function of G is
no, the function of,
0
there you go, the function of 0 equals,
equals negative
okay, and then your ordered pair,
7. 0 negative 7.
good. So you wouldn't say the function of G, just a reminder, because the function of G is the function. Okay, let's look at the next one, the last one here. What's my input for X going to be for this last one, Michael? What's the input going to be for this last one? So what am I going to put in for X?
G parentheses 1 equals 2 times -1 minus 7.
Okay. Then what's 2 times -1?
2 times -1 is -2.
Okay, then what do I bring down?
-7.
Okay, and then what's -2 minus 7?
-2 minus 7 is
Say it again, I just...
-9.
-9. Okay, then how do I write my output answer?
G parentheses -9.
Oh, -1, because that's what we put in for X, equals,
-9.
and then my order pair, Michael?
Parentheses -1 and comma -9.
Nice job. I have apple juice and orange juice in my fridge if you want a juice. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to now flip your opener over, and we're going to plot those ordered pairs. Now, y'all, you have this all down, right? Okay, so what I'm going to have... Oh, the ordered pairs are there for us. Good. All right, so our first order pair was 8, comma 9. But before I start plotting my order pairs, I first need to label my axis. Which is my horizontal axis? X. And then my vertical, the one, Y. And this middle part is called the origin. If I go to the right on my X, is it going to be negative or positive? If I go down, it's going to be, if I go up, it's going to be, if I go left, it's going to be, you guys are awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start at my origin. Jaden, go ahead and tell me what I'm going to do for my first order pair. I start at my origin. Which direction do I go? How many? And then what? 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to plot my point. Now, it doesn't say anything about labeling it, so I just plot that point, and I move to my next ordered pair. My next ordered pair is 5, comma 3. David, I start at my origin. Which direction do I move?
Right.
How many?
5.
Then what?
Up 5. Right 5. Up 3.
Perfect. Next one. Alex, I start at my origin. What do I do? How do I move? Just say it again. I go down 7. Because my X was 0, so I stayed put. My Y was -7, so I go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last one here. -1, -9. Michael, I start at my origin. What do I do?
1,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Perfect. All right. Is that right? Did I do mine right, you guys?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. So now, are all those plots? So now with that, you're going to take your ruler. There are going to be some expectations here. When you go to graph these or plot these, draw your line, you're going to make sure that line goes through every single point that you plotted. You're also going to make sure that it goes to the end of each of your coordinate plane, which means your line's going to go all the way through here, all the way through up to the top there. You're going to make sure your line's straight and your line has some arrows, okay? Now, it's hard to do on the iPad, but I will do my best. Hey, looks pretty good. So, if you noticed, ooh, that was terrible though. Started bragging a little too soon.
Yeah.
So if you notice here, my line goes from 1 part of the coordinate plane all the way to the other side of the coordinate plane. My line also goes through my last 2 points that I plotted, and it has arrows on it. The reason why it has arrows on it is it shows that if we continue doing that function table and putting in numbers, it would go on and on and on and on. Also, if we kept doing this table, we're going to have a pattern here. There's going to be a point plotted here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So every part that line goes through, those little vertexes where the grid lines intersect, that's where we could plot another point.